And the first thing I like to do is write top. The reason why I do that is so that I know that my top of my image always needs to go there. So it doesn't matter what direction that I'm printing from. Does that make sense? If I write top, I know that I always need to orient the top of my image to this end, okay? Now, for borders. A lot of students like to make even borders, which is fine. I tend to weight mine to be bigger on the bottom. It's just a thing that I like, but all even borders, if that's easier for you to do the math, that's perfectly acceptable, okay? So, I think 2 inches all the way around and 3 on the bottom is gonna look pretty good. You see this clear ruler? The clear ruler is your best friend. Treat it like it's gold. I only have like one this size and I have another that's like maybe a 2-inch wide one, but it's been pretty abused, okay? If you see the clear rulers and you see anybody doing anything weird with it, you can tell them that Michelle's gonna have a heart attack. Don't do that, okay? But you can see that to figure out my borders, I wanna make sure that I'm lining it up with my board itself. So see how this is in 1-inch squares? Well, I know that this 2 in, that's a 2-inch border. So I would line up this line right here with my block, and then I'm going to draw a line like that. See that? Then I do the same thing on this side. And you know, most people do 1-inch borders or 1.5 inches. However big you want. I wouldn't go smaller than 1 inch. It's actually much more difficult than what you realize to do that small. So then there's that. I'll go 2 inches at the top. Does everybody understand why I'm measuring from the block to figure out my paper? Because that way it doesn't matter if it's crooked on this. If you always measure out from the linoleum itself, it's always going to be straight. Does that make sense? And basically the reason why I know that is because I've made that mistake once. So I'm just trying to save you the trouble, okay? So then if I go 2.5 or 3 inches on the bottom, we'll just do 2.5, that'll be fine. So once I've drawn that out, this outside line is my paper size. So then I can go ahead and measure it. So what this looks like is 14.5 by 19.5. So now we're going to tear our paper. You can print this on the same type of paper that you printed your linoleum cuts on, but it's much more difficult. Usually what I encourage people to do is to print on Asian papers. Papers from China, Thailand, Nepal, or did I say Japan? Okay, Japan. Okay? The paper that I ordered for you guys is something called Thai mulberry. Okay? Thai mulberry is really great because it comes in lots of different colors. I have colors, the most common colors that students use is pear, which is like a kind of like a very faint kind of chartreuse green. It's like very, very pale. Almost looks yellow at first. Tea, which is like, it's almost